Hi guys, this is the tutorial for the trick I uploaded the other day called Annoying Spectators. It's an original effect like I said. There's a couple of advanced lights in here, but I'm going to try and teach it as well as I can, as clear as I can, go as slow as I can. And with every advanced light I'm going to try and give you an alternative to do if you can't do those lights, and you'll see what I mean. But it's my first tutorial, so be gentle, but I would appreciate some feedback, and I'll try and get more tutorials in the future. But yeah, let's get started. So like I said in the video, it's completely impromptu, no setup, no gimmicks, no anything. You can do it with any deck, whether it be half a deck or a full deck, whatever. And yeah, so at the beginning of the trick you can give it to the spectator to shuffle. You don't have to remember anything, you just let them shuffle, whatever. When they're done, they give it to you, and you let them pick a card. They take out any card they want, so in this case, so you don't force anything, they take out this card, which in this case is a joker, which I'm going to put back in because just for the tutorial. But if this happens in the actual, when you do it, don't stress, I'll explain this later. Yeah, so they take out a card. I mean, it's very unlikely that they'll hit the joker, but if they do, don't worry, I'll tell you about it soon enough. So they pick the 10 of clubs in this case. You riffle and tell them to say stop. When they say stop, you just put the card back, and this is where you do your first kind of move. You put the card back, and as you put it back, you get a break underneath the card. Not on top, underneath with your pinky, and make it kind of deep, because you're going to get ready to do a classic pass, which is what I believe is the best method for this trick, but you'll see. So I get the break underneath their card, I don't know if you can say that, but it's pretty deep, and then I put the rest of the deck on top, keeping that break. Okay, and then I use a classic pass because I think it's the best way to control the card for this trick. So because the break is underneath it, it's going to control it to the bottom, not the top. So I do the classic pass. I just did it, it's at the bottom. Hold on, I'll do it again. So they've just put their card back, get the break underneath it. I'll try to do a classic pass slowly. If you want tutorial classic pass, there's so many on YouTube, just look one up, they're all good. Decks and Contest has an awesome one. So yeah, I'll try to do it slowly at a bad angle. That's pretty much what you're doing. Okay, alternatively, if you don't know how to do a classic pass, or you're just in the middle of practicing it and you want to do something else, you get the break underneath it like usual. You can do a double undercut. There's a lot of choice for that as well, and to the bottom, or you can do a couple of table cuts, and just whatever you want to do to control that card to the bottom is fine. So now you've controlled it to the bottom, and this is the most important part of the trick. This is where you peek at their card so you know it. That way they can shuffle it once you know it. So you pick up the deck, and I know I stressed in the video that they get to shuffle the cards after they put it back in, but that you get the cards for just a moment before you do that, and it's that moment where you do all the shiftiness, so it's very important. So all you have to do is pick up the cards as if you're going to do an in the air riffle shuffle. An in the air riffle shuffle is one of these. I'm sure you knew that. So remember, their cards on the bottom, and you're just going to pick the cards up and go for a riffle shuffle. And you notice when you do an inner hands riffle shuffle, you do that. As you do that, you bend the cards up a little bit, and as you riffle down with your thumb, just take a little peek at the bottom card, and that's how you know what it is. That's how I peek. I noticed that one day when I was screwing around with the cards, but I'm sure I'm not the first person to ever do that. I'm not claiming it's mine, but yeah. So as you go from the riffle shuffle, riffle back with your thumb and just take a peek. I guess you can do a table riffle shuffle as well. So you can do a normal riffle shuffle, and as you riffle you can take a peek at that card as well. You'll notice that, yep, you'll see it. Well, if you don't want to riffle shuffle at all, if you want to let them shuffle completely, after you've controlled it to the bottom, just while you're talking to them, give it a couple little spins, or maybe you can just do like that. Don't flash them, but like just point forward or something, and you can just take a bottom. Whatever you have to do to peek at the bottom card, you can do. So they peek at the bottom card, you peek at the bottom card, sorry, and now you know what it is. So you don't need to control it So you've controlled it to the bottom without knowing what it is. You've peeked at it, so now I know it's 10 of clubs. All I'm doing is going 10 of clubs, 10 of clubs, 10 of clubs. Don't forget it. You don't want to forget it. You don't want to see what happens when you forget it. So yeah, then you can do an actual cut or something, putting it in the middle, because if they see it at the bottom, you know. So you know it's 10 of clubs, you give it to them, they shuffle the crap out of it. It doesn't matter. Whatever. So you know it's a 10 of clubs now. They've shuffled it, they're happy. There's no way you can know where it is. You actually don't know where it is, you just know what it is. And so you pick up the deck, and now your excuse to look through the deck is you're looking for the jokers. So even when I do this, I actually show myself going through the deck a little bit. I don't full go, here, have a look at it, but you know, kind of at an angle where they can see but they can't see, just so they know that, oh, he's showing me kind of, so I'm not that sus. So I'm going through looking for the jokers, but I'm also looking for their card, because I need to control it. This is the part where I need to control it. So I'm going through spreading, looking for the 10 of clubs and the jokers. I found one joker, I up jog it, still looking for the 10 of clubs, and I found it. And now once I found it, I'm just going to cull it underneath the spread and continue culling it until I find the other joker, which is right here, and I'm still culling it underneath that, if you can see, and then I'll cull it right to the top and take out the jokers. So now their card is right at the top. There's a lot of tutorials for culling as well on the net, so you can look that up as well. I'm sure a lot of you know how to cull. Yeah, alternatively, if you don't want to cull, you go through the deck, you take out the joker, you're looking for the 10 of clubs, 10 of clubs, you found the 10 of clubs. As you go past it, your fingers underneath the spread, just hold on to it. This is an alternative method, and just hold on to it as you go through. Just keep it there so you know where it is. Sorry, this is really difficult kind of to explain. And then find the other joker, up jog it, and now you say to them, take the jokers out. As they take it out, you remember you got your finger on the 10, just cut the cards casually, don't make a big deal out of it, casually where your fingers were, cutting it right to the top. So you say pull the jokers out, your fingers on this 10, don't make it obvious that you got this 10 sticking out like I am, and just casually cut it so the 10 goes to the top, and meanwhile they've taken the jokers out. Whatever you need to do, cull it or just cut it, get it to the top. Now like I said before, if they pick a card and then you control it to the bottom and you peek at it and it's the joker, then use the joker, but just use 2 different cards to find it. So it can be 2 kings, 2 aces, whatever. So you go through like I said, blah blah blah, cull it or cut it to the top while you look for the jokers. Mine's already at the top, sorry. And you control it to the top of the deck. Well, the bottom from here, the top from here. Take the jokers out, now their card is at the top here, right here, 10 of clubs. Alright. And then the thing which pretty much makes this effect is the top shot by Leonard Green. It's an awesome move. You take the jokers out and you put them back to back. This is very important, you have to do this. Or you don't have to, but it makes it so much easier. Put them back to back and just give them a little bend. Just one little bend. You won't damage your card, don't worry. As you're doing this, say these cards have been bending over backwards looking for you. It's kind of a little funny patter thing. You don't have to, but just give them a little bend. Then flip the bottom one back over. Okay, so they're normal now. And you'll notice they're bent in opposite ways. Okay, this is maybe an exaggerated bend. It doesn't really matter, because if you go with the patter that I just said, bending over backwards, then it suits and it's good. And you'll notice now, if you put your thumb on top and your first finger and middle finger on the bottom, you can pinch them and they'll do like a tong, like a salad tong, where you can clamp. And the more bent they are, the more they'll clamp. It kind of makes them adhesive almost. And at the same time, with your left hand, or if you're left-handed vice versa, you're going to do Leonard Green's top shot, which is a Cardini, but you catch it. Sorry. There's a lot of tutorials for a top shot, plenty on YouTube, but very basically you're pulling down with your pinky the card. It takes a lot of practice, and then you're letting it go and catching it with the opposite hand. It's a Cardini, but letting it go. But there's a lot of tutorials for it. I'm sure you can learn it. Just keep practicing. Why is that second one keep? Anyway, just keep doing it. So practicing the Cardini. This bit is a knack. It's just the knack you gotta practice. So you're gonna combine the tongue clamping with the Cardini, and you're gonna catch it. Oops, screwed that up. It's gonna take a lot of practice. Even if you can do both moves very well, it'll take practice. Even I stuff it up a lot. So remember, you bend, tongs, Cardini, and catch. Whoop. And it'll go right in the middle. So I'm trying to do it slowly, but I can't. And you catch it. Sometimes it'll flip face up, depending on how good your top shot is, whatever. But whatever, oops, sorry. Sorry, I'm just trying to Cardini, catch. So clamp up before you Cardini, it's easier. So clamp, sorry, let me bend them. So you clamp, Cardini, catch. Takes a lot of practice, but it's worth it. Clamp, Cardini, catch. Clamp, Cardini, catch. See. That's funny. Sorry. And that's the effect. They'll be amazed. They'll love it. You'll notice in my actual video, I screwed it up a little bit, but I had done it so many times I couldn't be bothered. I did it, but I didn't catch it in between. I caught it on top. I just casually pushed it over. That was a fluke. I couldn't be bothered doing it again. So you'll catch it in the middle, don't worry. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So just practice the moves. Practice the pass. Practice controlling it to the bottom. Practice that riff or getting that peak of the bottom card. Let them shuffle it. Practice the culling of getting it to the top, or practice cutting it getting to the top while you look for the jokers. Practice the Cardini and practice catching it with the Cardini. And it's an awesome trick. I love it. I hope you guys love it. A few people asked for it, so yeah. I keep screwing it up. See, even now, I've been doing this for so long and I even screw that up. It's a pretty difficult move. But yeah, make sure you do the bend, the back-to-back bend, and after you bend them, don't leave them like that. Turn the bottom one face up as well, so they both face up, and it's much easier to clamp, and you'll catch it most times if you practice. So sorry this tutorial was really lengthy. I was trying to make it clear. Sorry if anything was unclear. If it was, I'm sorry. It's my first go. Comment, and leave me feedback, please. I'll do an out of this world, or my version, a tutorial if you want, but please, I hope you like, well not please, I hope you liked it. I hope it was clear. I hope you can do it, use it, it's awesome. Thank you.